Today we will learn about Pearson's R and how it is used in correlational study. We will also see how to do this using Jamovi.
The stories and problems presented in this video lecture are purely fictional. Any resemblance to real persons, living or dead, or actual events is purely coincidental. The interpretations, analyses, report writing, citations, and resources provided are intended solely as examples for educational purposes. Research writers are advised to adhere to the specific formats, templates, and styles of writing required by their institutions or publishers. Additionally, it is strongly recommended to consult reliable and accurate references to ensure the integrity and credibility of their work. Researchers are advised to exercise due diligence to verify the veracity of the content and consult other references.
The Pearson correlation coefficient measures strength and direction of the linear relationship between two variables. It ranges from -1 to +1. Close to 1 means strong positive relationship. Close to -1 means strong negative relationship. And 0 means no linear relationship. Correlational research design measures how two or more variables are related. It involves collecting data as the variables naturally occur and using statistics to determine the strength and direction of their relationship. A psychologist is studying the relationship between self-esteem and social anxiety among college students. He hypothesizes that higher self-esteem leads to lower social anxiety. To test this, the psychologist collects data from 15 students measuring self-esteem and social anxiety. On a scale from 1 to 5, scales will be shown in the next slides. Here are the possible research questions and hypotheses. Number 1. What is the level of self-esteem among college students? Number 2. What is the level of social anxiety among college students? Number 3. Is there a significant relationship between self-esteem and social anxiety among college students? Hypotheses are null. There's no significant relationship between self-esteem and social anxiety among college students. Alternative, there is a significant relationship between self-esteem and social anxiety among college students. Alpha 0.05. Self-esteem data from the 15 participants of the study. Social anxiety of 15 college students. The data collected is placed into spreadsheet to calculate the total self-esteem score, sum the values from self-esteem Q1 to Q5. The total self-esteem scores will be entered into Jamovi. Similarly, sum the values for social anxiety from question 1 to question 5. These totals will be entered into Jamovi. Step-by-step guide for conducting a correlation matrix analysis in Jamovi. Open Jamovi. First, encode the data. Change the column A to the variable name self-esteem total. Encode the data for social anxiety and change column B to the variable name social anxiety total. Click on the Analysis tab, Exploration, and then select Descriptives. Click on the variable self-esteem total, then click the right arrow to move it to the second box. Click on the other variable, the social anxiety total, then click the right arrow to move it to the second box. Click the Frequency Tables checkbox. Click the Shapiro checkbox for normality test. The results will appear in this section. Click on Analysis, then select Regression and choose Correlation Matrix. Click on the variable self-esteem total and click the right arrow to move it to the second box. Click on the other variable, the social anxiety total, and then click the right arrow to move it to the second box. Result will appear in this section. Let's review our research questions and hypothesis. Don't forget this in the interpretation. It should appear in answering descriptive questions, specifically questions 1 and 2. The results from Jamovi are now transferred in the following suggested research tables, along with the discussions in the next slides. Kindly read and understand how the result is being interpreted. Paragraph 1 is the textual explanation of Table 1, while Paragraph 2 is based on interview and/or observation. While Paragraph 3 supports the findings with studies or literatures. The succeeding tables follow the same pattern: table presentation, textual explanation, and discussion based on the interview and/or observation, and of course, supporting literatures.
Table 2. Level of social anxiety of college students. Table 2 shows the level of social anxiety of college students. The data indicates that the lowest score of 12 was obtained by one participant, 6.67%, while the highest score of 19 was obtained by 3 participants, 20%. When combining the data based on the interpretation, the distribution of social anxiety among the participants is predominantly moderate, with 73.33% having moderate social anxiety and 26.67% having low social anxiety. The mean social anxiety score is 16.33, which falls into the moderate category, and the standard deviation is 2.29, indicating some variability in the scores. Overall, the average social anxiety level among the students is moderate. Interviews and observations of the participants support this finding, revealing that those with low social anxiety scores often appeared more comfortable in social settings and were more likely to initiate conversations. For example, one student mentioned, "I don't usually feel nervous when meeting new people. I enjoy socializing." Conversely, students with moderate social anxiety scores exhibited signs of discomfort in social interactions, such as avoiding eye contact and speaking less frequently. One student with moderate social anxiety shared, "I often feel anxious in group settings and prefer to stay in the background." These observations align well with the quantitative data, providing a comprehensive understanding of the social anxiety levels among the students. Supporting this interpretation, a study by Suryan Ingram, 2021, found that a significant portion of college students experienced social anxiety, with 76.9% of the subjects reporting some level of social anxiety. Another study by Oztik Kozan and Arslan, 2022, revealed that social anxiety is prevalent among college students, with attachment insecurity and emotional schemas being significant predictors. These studies reinforce the observed distribution of social anxiety levels in the current data. Table 3 shows the relationship between self-esteem and social anxiety among college students. The computed correlation coefficient, R, is minus 0.71, indicating a strong negative correlation between self-esteem and social anxiety. This means that as self-esteem increases, social anxiety tends to decrease, and vice versa. With a significance level, alpha, of 0.05 and a p-value of 0.003, the relationship is statistically significant, leading to the rejection of the null hypothesis. Therefore, we can conclude that there is a significant inverse relationship between self-esteem and social anxiety among the participants. Interviews and observations of the participants support this interpretation. One student with high self-esteem mentioned, "I feel confident in social situations and rarely experience anxiety when interacting with others." Conversely, a student with low self-esteem shared, "I often feel anxious and avoid social gatherings because I worry about being judged." Another student observed, "When my self-esteem is low, I find it hard to speak up in class or join group activities, which makes me feel even more anxious." Additionally, a participant with moderate self-esteem noted, "I sometimes feel nervous in new social settings, but I can manage it better when I remind myself of my strengths." These observations align with the quantitative data, illustrating the inverse relationship between self-esteem and social anxiety. A study by Sheng et al., 2025, found that self-esteem was negatively associated with social avoidance and social distress among university students, indicating that higher self-esteem reduces social anxiety. Another study by Matteo et al., 2021, reported a significant negative correlation between self-esteem and anxiety among college students, further reinforcing the observed relationship. Conclusion: this study aimed to explore the relationship between self-esteem and social anxiety among college students. The findings indicate that the majority of students exhibit moderate levels of both self-esteem and social anxiety. Specifically, the distribution of self-esteem levels is evenly spread across low, moderate, and high categories. Similarly, most students experience moderate levels of social anxiety. The results reveal a significant inverse relationship between self-esteem and social anxiety, suggesting that higher self-esteem is associated with lower social anxiety. Interviews and observations further support the quantitative findings, highlighting that students with higher self-esteem tend to feel more confident and less anxious in social situations, while those with lower self-esteem often experience higher levels of social anxiety. These insights underscore the importance of addressing self-esteem and social anxiety in college settings to promote students' overall well-being. Future research could explore interventions aimed at enhancing self-esteem as potential strategies to reduce social anxiety among college students. Overall, this study contributes to the growing body of knowledge on the interplay between self-esteem and social anxiety, emphasizing the need for continued research and targeted support for college students.
Thank you. I really hope you learned from this lecture.